You know who this guy is, yeah?
No.
I do.
Bill does.
Never,
Who's this?
Wait,
know this song.
It's Bucky. What's his? I don't know.
It's what?
Is his name Bucky?
Dickie Barrett?
Dickie Bear. That's it.
Man, he's going to be in here on Tuesday. You
Is
better
he?
get it straight before
That's
then.
cool.
Love Dickie Barrett. I haven't talked to this guy in 20 years. Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, of course, famously and finally called it quits. I think last year, Dickie Barrett, the pride of Providence, Rhode Island. You know, they watch a lot of La Renata up there on reruns. Dickie Barrett's going to be in here on the show on Tuesday. Tuesday night, he's got a new band called The Defiants. And it's him and guys from, it's like a super group. It's him, guys from The Offspring and Smash Mouth. Because, you know, Steve Harwell died. So I don't know the state of Smash Mouth, but Dickie Barrett's fronting a new band called The Defiants. T, not A-N-C-E. And they're doing the House of Blues around the corner on Tuesday. And dude hits me up. Hey, you want Dickie Barrett to come in? Yes, I want Dickie Barrett to come in. So that'll be on Tuesday. Be very exciting to talk to him. And don't call him Butch Barrett before that. Bucky Barrett. We're live with Bucky Barrett here on the... Hey, the penultimate game there at the Romo Fijo as the Cavs get to the last two games of the regular season. Tonight, Ron Artest and the Indiana Pacers are in town to play your Cleveland Cavaliers. That is a 7 o'clock game. I'm sorry, 7:30. So pregame tonight, 7 o'clock here on MMS and on the iHeartRadio app. And then Sunday afternoon, they will call it the season and start thinking about the playoffs. They'll play the Charlotte Hornets on Sunday. And I don't know if it would be rise to the level of irony if they lost their very last regular season game to the Hornets, who are not a great team. The Cavs are fourth in the East. Gesundheit.
Sorry.
And so tonight, 7:30 at the Romo Fijo. It's going to be Pacers, Cavs here on MMS. And boy, what a fine time to be alive. The Guardians game, by the way, got rained out today. So they are doing a doubleheader tomorrow against the Yankees. I think that game, I thought the game was tonight. But I guess the Guardians... Huh?
It was tonight.
Oh, was it?
Well, that's why it rained out.
It's they called it at 1 in the afternoon. Like, usually they sit there and wait until it passes if it's at night.
People sitting at the park in the rain.
If there's enough coverage in the Doppler that they can tell this isn't going to light up, the field's going to be a mess, they'll call it like this.
Okay.
Because it gives enough people enough time to go, oh, okay, tonight's not a possibility, but we can maybe make the doubleheader tomorrow.
No, I understand it. It just seems like all the time they have a park full of people waiting to see if the storm passes. So when it's been misty all day.
Yeah, there's times when it might pass, and today's not one of those.
So noon 10 and 6:10 tomorrow, Yankees, Guardians, and then they will play the third of three on Sunday afternoon at Progressive Field. Of course, during the month of April, you can use the promo code CASHEW for 20% off around the corner here at CLE Clothing Company or whatever location might be nearest you, or online if you want to just shop there, however often you want to use it. Never did get that solar eclipse T-shirt on my daughter the day of the eclipse. We were at the ballpark, and she was at home watching the thing with Gwen, and I forgot to throw out that solar eclipse T-shirt for her that I got from CLE Clothing Company. But it's a good-looking shirt. So all this month, use Cashew for 20% off. You know what else is in town is that Fan Expo this weekend. Are you going to that at all?
No,
I used to call it
oscillating, right? Oscillating, stand-up, window.
Ceiling.
Box ceiling.
Ceiling, yes, all of them. Yep. This is, they used to call it the Home Goods Show. You know, they just had that Home Goods Show at the IX Center. They used to call it that, but now it's something different. It's called the Fan Expo. And you get your pick of, do you like metal blades? Do you like plastic blades? Do you like bladeless? That's interesting, too, if you've seen those. No, silly Millie. The Fan Expo, they used to call it the Comic-Con. Years ago, Bill and I went to the Comic-Con.
Yeah, that was really fun.
And now they call it the Fan Expo Cleveland. And apparently it's a big deal this year. Somebody sent me a press release on this. And it's a big deal this year because they have all four of the main Hobbits.
That is a huge deal. Why are you laughing at that?
I know I just said I know it's a huge deal. I understand. It's been more than. I can't laugh at it. It's been more than 20 years.
Yes.
Since Elijah Wood, Sean Astin, Billy Boyd, and Dominic Monaghan first showed up as the four hobbits in the original Lord of the Rings, and now all four of them are going to be telling people about different kinds of fans over there at the Fan Expo, which is downtown at the convention center. And that starts, I think it started yesterday. I think it might have started yesterday. They're going to, what? They're going to have Danny Trejo over there. Charlie Cox, who I used to love on Boardwalk Empire. I think he plays Daredevil now. Quality Irish actor. But yeah, wow. Can you imagine if you were a Lord of the Rings fan and they're like, hey, man, we have the four hobbits here and they're going to take your questions and that's going to be amazing. Or as most people call them, Elijah Wood and three other guys. And but they'll be over there at the Fan Expo.
I think you're kind of poo-pooing the rest of those guys. They've all had pretty good careers.
I agree. Sean Astin did Stranger Things, and Dominic Monaghan was in Lost. And,
Sean Astin's been in movies since he was a kid.
Yeah.
So he's been in a ton of movies that people love. He was in Goonies. He was in Rudy. He's been in he was in the one I was just talking about the other day, 40 First Dates. He's been in a ton of
50
movies.
First Dates.
Well, yeah, 50 First Dates. Yeah. And then
they have to have 40, Mary, before they can get to 50.
And then those,
True.
I mean, people still worship those Lord of the Rings movies.
This is why it's a big deal.
Right.
Now, if they had Viggo Mortensen and Liv Tyler over there, or Kate Blanchett, maybe I'd roll my old ass on over there. But listen, I think it's exciting for people who are fans of that. Now, question is, do they have these guys dress up? Do they put them in like big hairy feet? No, they just show up in their own clothes?
Yeah.
I like Elijah Wood in Sin City.
Oh, he's great.
When they chop him up and the dog's he just sits there at the bottom of the tree. That's pretty good. I would like to go and just ask him all Sin City questions. Find or Maniac questions or something. Or Yellow Jackets questions. He's
or
good
Wilfred.
in that too.
He's in a million things.
Didn't watch that, but I remember that being on. It's him and a guy dressed like a dog. Is that what Wilfred was? Yeah.
Like he can talk to his dog.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was an imaginary friend.
I thought it was a real dog.
You might be right.
I think it's supposed to be a real dog, but then he has an imaginary relationship with it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I do have a machete, of course, in my bug out bag, and I thought maybe I would go over there and have it signed by Danny Trejo. I have a feeling they'd stop me. I bet that maybe they have those for sale there. You can get all kinds of memorabilia and all kinds of accoutrements over there.
Invite him to your car instead. It's safer.
Hey, Danny, hey man, you don't know me, but I've got a machete in my car. I can't imagine. I mean,
see it.
I know he's an older guy, but he's still very imposing. I think he can still scare you. I just watched him on what's Danny Trejo on this season? Oh, he's on the new season of Bar Rescue. Our buddy John Taffer still does a show called Bar Rescue, where I'm pretty sure this is what they do. He goes in and rescues bars.
See, the thing about Danny Trejo is he is intimidating in movies because they make him look bigger.
Mm-hmm.
In real life, he's 5'6".
He is a
No,
short.
he is
yes,
not.
he is a short man. Danny Trejo is not a big guy.
I am endlessly surprised by how small and petite most famous people are.
Yes, they are.
I
small.
don't know why. I have all these crushes on men, and then I meet them in real life, and I'm like, you are 5'6". You are the tiniest person I've ever seen.
Well, and also just anecdotally for me, the people I've met over the course of my career, they're either 5'6" or they're 6'7". There's like nobody that's around my height. They're either really tall or like Tom Cruise standing on an apple box.
Right.
Like Joel McHale.
He's
Very
like 6'5",
tall.
yeah.
Very tall. You're
He's
like,
tall and
holy
buff.
cow, yes. He's jacked.
For no reason.
Well, he played college football. That's
But he
hard
just-
to let go of,
he's just in incredible shape. I love Joel
Great
McHale,
shape.
though.
All he does is push-ups.
Mm-hmm. That's what he says.
That's not true.
Yeah, that's what he says. You know how kind of buff you can get just doing push-ups?
Arnold Schwarzenegger said that he didn't pick up a weight until he was like when he moved to America or something like that.
If you just do push-ups and have like a rowing machine in your house, you can get jacked. It's
what about
not
your
hard.
legs?
Huh?
Neither of those use your legs.
No, the
Rowing
rowing
machine
machine uses
absolutely.
everything.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Not as
No,
much.
but it's
We have a Peloton in our house, and I wish we had a hydro.
it's enough. Because and that's like more getting your legs toned than jacked. Like you're not going to get tree trunk thighs, but you're going to have very toned thighs from that.
That's what you're trying to get, right? Toned thighs?
No, I'm not trying to get anything.
You are or not?
Not even.
You're not trying to get anything?
Nothing.
Oh, I thought you were hitting the gym.
I was for a while.
You were.
I need to get back into it. I go like once a week right now, but I need to get back into like a regular routine.
I was reading this thing this morning. They were like, the biggest exercise myth explodes. And I'm like, ooh, what is it? And they're like,
Carbs are good.
well, I thought it was going to be something like that. It's just clickbait. But it said, the myth that it's better to work out in the morning or something. Like it's better to work out at night. I'm like, who wants to work out at
helps you
night?
sleep better. I've read
does
things
it?
like that where like if you exhaust yourself and then like take a shower and then, have a protein shake or whatever, that your body will get better rest. I don't know. I don't buy any of it.
Well, that's what they said. They go, hey, doing it at night. But I'm like, oh my God, the last thing I go, my gym opens at 6. So I'm there at 6. The last thing I would want to do is work out at night. Like you work all day long and then.
I've not done many night workouts, but when I do, I feel stronger because you eat more throughout the day. You have more energy. So I'm like physical body energy. And, so whenever I work out at night, I feel like I can lift more. I can run for longer. Like I have a better workout at night, but my ideal workout time is right around now, like 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon after having, waking up, having some lunch, getting some work done, and then going and working out about now. Going and showering after that and then getting ready for like shows. And I think an afternoon workout is a nice little pick-me-up.
I know
everybody's
everybody's different too. I mean, they say that like you naturally have that afternoon dip. And so if you were to go to work out, you would mitigate that.
You like fight through it.
Yeah. For me,
Yeah,
I
like that.
want to get up and going and moving and getting ready for the day.
Nah,
and then
not me.
and when night comes, I'm completely gassed out.
You're also up really early.
I am.
So I would rather be up until 3 in the morning than wake up at 6 in the morning. So like if I get anything, like I would rather push my day back and stay up later than start my day earlier.
Same.
I'm just I don't feel like I have any type of motivation or energy at 6 o'clock in the morning.
You might not. Again, everybody's different. I was reading another thing. They said that the whole concept of the night owl is kind of a contrivance because they're like, your body goes along with the sun. And so they're like, people who are like, oh, I do better at night. They're like, you might have convinced yourself of that or you might work better in certain ways. But they're like, you can't get around the fact that human bodies are pretty much tied into the circadian rhythms of the rising and setting of the sun.
They are, but you could also say that for anything where it's like, yeah, humans are meant to be vegetarians or humans are meant to be laborers, who do physical hard labor. And that's not, we're not in the 700s anymore. I feel like none of that is relevant for today's lifestyle.
Right, especially
The 700s. Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're
Yeah.
not
Well,
we're
'cause
not
especially-
based off our life off of the sun.
We're not an agrarian culture anymore.
and it's
Right.
also more based on how you live your life. So like my day starts like I get here and then I go and do shows after this, and Mary's in a similar situation where I couldn't even go to bed at 9:30 or 10 o'clock at night.
Right.
Because even if I'm home, my body's just not ready to go to bed at that time.
Yeah.
Like it's just not, because we like, even if you do a show at 7 and you're ready to like, you get home 10 o'clock, like it takes a while to come down from all that.
You got to decompress.
Mm-hmm.
My set times tonight are 10:55, midnight, and 1:15.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what I've been doing since I moved here? I'm taking a nap after the show.
You should.
Like if I have late night spots like this, like I'm going to go home after the show at 7:30 and sleep until 9:30 and then wake up and be out until 3 in the morning.
Do your little Costanza under the desk. right there in the studio.
I actually haven't done a desk nap in a minute. I've had time to go home in between because my sets have been so late. That was when I was getting more of like the 8, 9 o'clock spots where I would just need to take a quick little 45-minute snooze under my caves.
A power nap.
But, yeah.
Stephen Cam points out afternoon workout is a must with all those double lunches.
Listen, leave my double lunches alone. You know what I was thinking about? Because I posted that video today of the song, the AI song. I tagged you and Bill both in it on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and everything. But I was like, I guess it just depends on what you consider a lunch. Because, Alan, I feel like I eat my breakfast around 11. Mm-hmm. And that's probably lunchtime for you, right?
11:30, yeah.
Yeah. So I eat my breakfast between probably anywhere from 10 to 12. I'm eating my breakfast. But then I get into work, and I just finished my turkey sandwich in the last break.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's kind of like 2 lunches. It was only 3 hours apart.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, man, I could have double lunching.
Or a brunch and a lunch.
Day.
A brunch and a lunch.
It's just, I mean, I guess I never thought of it like that because it's different types of food. It's breakfast food versus lunch food. But I'm like, nah, I'm really eating 2 lunches every single day.
Well, then those afternoon workouts, that's good.
So just kind of
do some push-ups right there in the studio.
Just kind of split the difference and just do like one meal around 11 a.m. and that's my meal until after dinner or like dinner time.
That's not enough food for me. I could probably eat. I feel like even if I ate, I was going to say, even if I ate 1,500 calories, like even if I ate a bigger time at 11, I feel like I would still be hungry around 3 or 4.
Well, everybody's different, right?
It's
the beauty of
no,
life.
everybody's
I've
the
gotten
same,
to
Alan.
a point where I like to feel that hunger now. Like I want to feel hungry so that next time I eat, I feel like, oh, I actually need to eat, not just it's time to eat.
Amy Schumer's last special, she had the joke that made me laugh out loud.
Laugh
the
out
hardest.
loud. There's a little.
She's just talking out loud.
Mm-hmm. She was talking about getting liposuction, and she was like, do you guys understand what that means? That means I would rather have major surgery than be hungry once. And I was like, man, I've never related to what someone said. I hate the feeling of being hungry. I get like really agitated, really
You're
pissy.
really agitated anyway.
I'm usually
All
hungry.
the more reason for her to not. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm never hungry. I just eat because I'm supposed to.
Yeah.
Okay, listen, we've got it all figured out and solved, and we'll move on from there. I'm going to break. If you want those tickets for Tom Segura, I will have those for you shortly. He's coming through to do the Come Together Tour. He'll do the Romo Fijo end of September. So if you're trying to get your mitts on those, we'll do them in a bit. Don Jameson is going to join us shortly. He's doing the weekend at